What's happening, good people? This is the Old Guard Podcast, the only podcast hosted by two OGs dedicated to preserving the sanctity of geek culture. It's your host, Rowls. And ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to announce we have a guest host today. His sword is sharp. His commentary is witty and sharp as well. The cerebral ninja, Hattori Hanzo.
What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on?
Glad to be here.
Yeah. Well, this is a special occasion because Hattori and I have, man, this music's going. All right. There we go. Sorry. Yeah, had to get that out the way. Got to get that dope music.
What they want.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
The
but
intro is fire though.
Yeah, for sure. Gerald Trotman. Shout out to Gerald Trotman with the music. But yeah, this is a special occasion. Hattori and I rarely get the chance to go to the theater together. We had the pleasure of going with friends of the podcast, BDT, Lotto 5, and Mr. Nuts. And we went to the theater on Thursday, got the bougie seats, the reclining seats. And we have an area called Green Hills here in Nashville. And we watched this movie called The Furious. The Furious is this, as far as the advertisements go, they're touting this as like the best action movie of the decade. So, I'm already hyped. So, yeah. What about you, Hattori?
No, man. So it was not on my radar at all. I mean, I can't imagine the marketing budget was great for this movie because I am all on movie subreddits and YouTube stuff and this and that, and it just was not penetrating the bubble that I'm in online. It was you that shared the trailer with me, and once you shared the trailer, I was like, "Oh, this is incredible!"
Right.
But then it was like 2 or 3 months ahead of the release date, and then I completely forgot it existed. And then you messaged something about the Furious, and I was like, "Oh, Fast and Furious, let's go!"
Right.
And you're like, no, man, the Furious. And so anyway, it was not hitting my radar, but man, I knew everything I needed to know from seeing that trailer. That yes, this was in fact the movie for me.
Yeah. So this movie is directed by Kenji Tanigaki. I'm butchering that. I am sorry. It is currently on Rotten Tomatoes as 97%, just to give you context. But
is that critic or audience? Do we know?
Let's see. So I know critic was pretty high. Critic was 97. The audience was 95, which
wow, okay.
that is amazing.
That matters to me. Yeah, it's kind of like I can look at them separately, but also when both of them are that high, then it's good. Period.
Right.
If it's like got a sky high critic score and the audiences hate it, yeah. And same way, if the critics hate it, audiences love it. I'm like, okay, I'll defer to the audience in a lot of cases. So to see both of them that high, I mean, that again should tell you everything you need to know.
Exactly. Yeah, and again, this is going to be a spoiler-free as much as we can help it for sure, because this is just a simple action movie. Even if we did spoil it, this movie is still a feature you should watch. But let me just break down the synopsis really quick. So after the daughter of Wang Wei, that's played by Xie Miao, I'm butchering names today, forgive me, y'all, is kidnapped by a criminal network, and he receives no help from the corrupt police. Wei sets out on a rampage to find her himself. His only ally is Navin, played by Taslim, actor that has been in movies like Mortal Kombat, and he was in The Raid as well. A relentless journalist whose wife has mysteriously disappeared. Fueled by a furious vengeance, the unlikely duo ruthlessly fights against the kidnappers in this explosive martial arts showdown. So that just tells you what you need to know. It's basically, bad traffickers of people. You can only imagine what all kinds of stuff they're trafficking these kids for, which is horrible. So it's already setting the table on, yes, these guys need to die.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
they need to die horrible deaths.
Right.
So yes, that is
And
something to be furious about.
and I hope I don't step on your toes with
No,
this
you don't.
line, but I commonly saw it referred to as Taken meets the Raid
Is
description that I saw, and I think that's an apt description.
the opening of the film before the actual title comes up is important.
Yeah.
The movie starts out with Navin's wife, who is this journalist that is investigating these traffickers. She's just on the hunt, and she finds where they're keeping the kids. So she goes in, and naturally she's hearing the kids, so she's breaking them out. But she's doing her journalistic duty. So she breaks the kids out, and I'll just leave it there. She gets caught by the traffickers, and then I will say there's a lot of things that happened in that opening sequence, and then we get to the title. I will say it was a excellent setup for what you were about to witness.
They let you know what you're in for.
They let you know what you're in for.
Yeah.
With the traffickers, which is interesting. It's like everybody in this movie has some level of skill,
Yeah.
which is excellent. Definitely sets up the action film. So that kicks off the events. They set the story well. They start with the journalist. Hey, this is about trafficking of people. It also sets up the journalist, one of the heroes of the movie, because he's looking for his wife. His wife gets caught by these traffickers, so naturally, he's going to show up somewhere. But that sets it up, and then, now you're in a scene with father and daughter, Wang Wei and his daughter. The interesting part about Wang Wei is he's a mute, and it is hinted that he had this brain injury, which got your curiosity piqued, like, well, how did that happen? But
yeah, it's an interesting choice to have your silent protagonist. I mean, he'll sign and write things down, but he does not speak
at all.
And that's an interesting choice.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't look anything up. I mean, that's just a cinematic choice, right? The guy speaks, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Actor, yeah.
Right.
Okay. So it's like, it was an interesting thing they did, but I like it. It's another different kind of thing and a way to set it apart from other things. So I thought it was pretty cool. And I love, like you said, how they hint it more to his story. He's had a whole background.
Yes.
You could assume he's got a particular set of skills, so to speak, that we just don't know where they came from or, what he got up to before. And, it's just kind of, you're left to speculate. Now,
in thinking about that, I thought that was pretty clever too, because I'm going to put you on the spot here, Hattori.
Yeah.
The first thing you said is, ooh, yay, I don't have to read.
I did. So I want to share with the audience that is just pure, unadulterated ignorance. And I admit that and I own up to it. I do read. I read books, I promise you, and I enjoy them. But when if I do want to read, I will pick up one of the many books that are in my backlog queue to read.
Right.
When I want to watch a movie that is a visual medium and I do not want to read, I want my eyes focused on the cool stuff that's happening on the screen and not obsessively staring at the bottom eighth of the screen to see the words that come up. So that is a failing of mine, but yeah, not a fan. Don't want to read. So I'm that guy that will select the dubbed over version in a heartbeat if it's available to me over the subtitles. So
Right.
Come at me if you want to. You'll be okay. So I was happy that I didn't have to read, but then he started signing, and then I was sad because I had to read.
The fact that it was English dubbed was definitely a choice. But the reason I'm bringing that up is they're introducing this guy, Wang Wei's character, right? Mm-hmm. And based on some interviews that I've seen, I don't think he has a commanding knowledge of the English language.
Okay. Yeah.
So I thought that was clever that they said, well, hey, you don't have to speak in this one. Your action in this particular film, the action is what is the thing. I'm wondering if that was a clear choice. Like they wanted him in the film and they just chose not to have him do a lot of speaking parts because they are dubbing in English.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because it was dubbing in English over English. Like they weren't speaking a foreign language. They were speaking in English and then they dubbed over it in English. That's what I researched.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Like the lips match to me, but okay, all right.
There was a couple of parts. It was funny. I was watching this reviewer. He, what is his name? Anyway, there was this reviewer that was talking about the only criticism that he had of this movie was the ADR. There was a couple of parts where the mouth didn't sync up. You didn't care or notice because this movie moved so fast. Yeah.
If you're seeing that when you're watching this movie, you're either a critic that's looking for things or you're just in the wrong, like this is a movie for you. If at any point you notice that people's mouths weren't matching the
right,
you're looking at the wrong stuff because this is a spectacle, martial arts and action stunt spectacle. And,
right.
And, it's incredible. So that should be the last thing that you're paying attention to.
And then also, too, we're both fathers, so this premise right here, there's no thinking in this one. It's like, if somebody kidnapped my kids, there's going to be a problem. Yeah. And then nobody's going to help me. Yeah. I am.
Rampage.
Yeah. I'm going to town. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have to be the firearms version of that because I can't do the things that this man's doing in this movie. But yes,
right.
You're going to go on Rampage. Yes, for sure.
Right. Yeah, but so anyway, I will say the brutality toward children in this film definitely sets the appetite for the action.
Yes.
Because it's like, no, not the babies. Like, babies die in this one. And it's like, like these guys got to go. And they got to go in the most stylish and brutal way possible.
100%.
Yeah. So Wang Wei's daughter gets kidnapped and literally thrown on the back of a garbage truck. With other bodies, which is wild. I knew I was in for a treat because Wang Wei is chasing after this truck and he's sprinting, but he's wearing flip-flops.
Right.
And there was a point in the movie where they the flip-flops just came off and he's sprinting full
he's just barefoot.
This dude is sprinting and I'm comparing this to Tom Cruise running in Mission Impossible.
Yeah, and I'm thinking even Captain America in the various
Winter Soldier
things.
Infinity War.
I can't even remember, but where they're doing the clearly they either got them on wires or doing built the T2 thing where they built the treadmill into the street.
Right.
I don't know if you're familiar with that. But something. But the man is he's a Usain Bolt level of
yes, very athletic.
Yes.
But I mean, he's running on he ran over a piece of glass and they showed, his foot getting torn up by the glass. And I was like, wow. But it didn't faze him because that adrenaline is pumping. Yeah, and he's I got to get to my daughter no matter what.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So man, I mean, we're just going to get into scenes here and they might not be in any particular order, but I will say that scene with the garbage truck was amazing. There were times where I was just leaning in my seat because there were times where I thought either the daughter was not going to make, she's just going to end up getting killed and he's just going to, but that didn't happen naturally, but because that's the point of the film. But there were some points where I thought, no, she's not going to make it.
Yeah.
This guy is dangling her off of a truck. But these guys were just cruel. They knew that this guy wanted his daughter back, and it was almost like they were taunting him in a way.
Yeah. It was yeah, strange how they were doing that. You know, you would think it was a hey, stop chasing us or we drop her kind of thing, but it wasn't even that. It was just like, yeah, like you said, it felt more like taunting him than it was trying to get him to back off.
Right. Yeah. These henchmen were not henchmen that you can put down easily. Usually in these movies, the hero is fighting henchmen and they're just powering through. I mean, you can take a Taken and it's just like he just has a certain set of skills and will use them accordingly, and those henchmen will just fall by the wayside. But here, he really had to fight his way to his daughter, and which I appreciate. And it definitely caused the tension because it's like there were moments where you just knew, hey, like he's so close to his daughter that he can get her back, but they just kept coming.
Right.
Or it kept returning. It wasn't like, okay, he would finish one guy off and it's like the guys kept coming back and it was
get back up. Yeah.
Right.
And can I speak about that? I mean, just as a larger, approach that this movie has, because it did take a little bit of adjustment, but that's definitely the style that this movie goes for. Is that the henchmen aren't these little paper tigers that pop up and just to get one shotted, and then so that you can get your cool side tracking shot of your hero constantly moving forward and just plowing through these clown henchmen one after another and just dropping them with one shot. Like, this doesn't do that kind of thing. The henchmen just kind of they're almost like bullet sponges, like they soak up a decent amount of damage, or they get put down but they're not unconscious. They just are like hurt.
They're hurt.
They recuperate and get back up and get back into the fight. And there's a lot of that, so like the fights can go on for an extended period of time, which I like.
Yes.
But they did take a little bit of adjusting. It's like, oh yeah, these henchmen, like, they're all very, they all have a lot of heart.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, so that's a different kind of that to me, that's just a different flavor of action sequence and fight sequence than I'm generally seeing in American movies.
Right?
Like you said, you'll have a Liam Neeson, go through these guys in a very choppy, jump cut filled sequence where these guys are all just going down one after another, and it's not that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. Look, man, you and I have watched a lot of action movies ad nauseum. Literally, we became friends just bonding over different action movies.
Right.
And one thing that is, like you said, is an annoyance in action movies that feels cheap, and it definitely shows a difference between American movies and Asian cinema is the camera work.
Yep.
Choreography and camera work.
Yeah.
Here in America, we'll copy the choreography that is in Asian films to a degree, but we're using wires and you can see the influence of the wire fu, is like I would call it. Right. Matrix was probably the one that perfected it to a degree.
Yep. And then,
but even if you watch it, it's still kind of like, okay, well, we know
it's still fantasy based as opposed to like skill stunt. Well, there's still a level of skill involved in that, so I don't want to diminish what they do in the wire fu stuff.
Exactly.
But definitely these are a different set of skills, which is athleticism, stunt work, and the ability to execute on extended, very complicated choreography.
Right.
That's what really sets these things apart.
Yes.
Because American films, like you're saying, they employ two, in my mind, major tricks that just give it away and looks like American action choreography versus the Asian cinema, which is cuts.
Right.
You jump cuts and you switch angles to hide the poorly executed or limitations of your actor, or to hide the swap where you've subbed in a stunt performer and then you cut to sub your actor back in. So there's multiple cuts, and then the close in camera. So your camera is close to hide their feet, to hide their, whatever. Whereas, your Asian cinema, you pull the camera back and you don't touch it. You
Correct.
don't cut away.
Right.
You just sit it on a tripod in a wide angle, and you let these guys do their thing. And instead of 2 or 3 moves and then a cut, it's like 10, 12, 15, 20 moves
Right.
before you cut.
Yeah.
So it just looks night and day. It's like total difference when you watch them side by side. And when you get used to one, it bums you out to see the other. You can still enjoy them, but it's just not the same.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have seen some action films where that is definitely irritating.
Yeah.
Because all they have to do is just lock the camera off and then, but
they can't.
They can't because they know that the actor is not as skilled. Right. So let me shake the camera where it looks like his feet are moving fast or whatever.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah. So that is the difference. That's where we get very elitist about our action movies.
Right.
Because it's like, we know the difference. But yeah, the choreography in this film is, I'll be honest with you, like, since The Raid, I don't think I've seen anything like this.
No.
At all.
I would agree.
Wang Wei's character, he is amazing. Like, the close combat fighting, he just made it look cool. A lot of times, with close combat fighting, it's a lot of grabs and a lot of flipping people over, and then you just do one little punch. But he has intricate kicks, chaining combos together.
Yep. The use of external objects as well as
exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Ladders.
Right. Yes.
Pallets.
Right.
Bikes. I mean, there's all kinds of. They bring environmental things into the fights and incorporate them in a way that I had not quite seen before. So that was really cool.
Very inventive, and it was grounded in, sometimes with these martial arts, these Asian films, sometimes you have to just turn your brain off. But here, I didn't feel like I had to turn my brain off too much.
I agree.
There's a couple of scenes where it's like, okay, would that actually happen? Would he be like, and I'm not spoiling anything because it's in the trailer, like he's in this UFC-esque ring.
Right.
And he breaks one dude off, he fell. Then he breaks another dude off, he fell. And then he's just, basically bodies are piling up because he's just working them over. And there's like a mountain of people now.
Yes.
Because they just keep coming and he's just working them over. So now he's on a pile of bodies and he's still fighting.
Great. Which is great.
It's like amazing. Like just that, I've never seen that before.
Yeah. There were lots of, I haven't seen that before in this movie, which is what delighted me to no end.
Right.
Because, we're going 30 plus years now on this, Ryan.
Right.
Rowls, right? So it's like, it's hard to show us new and exciting things, and this movie definitely did. I mean, it's several things that it showed me, and I don't want to jump right to the end in depth, but definitely like the finale sequence was something I've never seen before.
Yes.
Configuration I've never seen before in a fight. So I want to touch on that later. But
but getting back to that, like you were saying, like using environmental elements, like, that scene, I would say, could you see that happening? Possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's masses of bodies, you could stand on top of them, I guess, right. but there are other scenes where, like, what was one? There was one where now I'll be honest. When you get hit with some of these things, like you should be out for the count.
Sure. Concussions, some TBIs were getting handed out left and right. And that people were kind of using the force of will to shake off and continue.
Right. Yeah, and I think as long as his daughter was missing and not in his arms, I think you just subconsciously go, hey, I'm going to fight tooth and nail to get my kid back.
Yeah.
you can shank me, you can hit me with a bottle. I'm
Short of
still
killing
coming
this guy.
after you. Like
Yeah.
I am
Right, yeah.
until I have my daughter in my arms, I am not relaxing.
Right.
So I think that was a thing that kind of, I guess it was mental lubricant to get you through the movie.
Yeah. Sure.
But you know, like the environmental elements, like the palette. Like there was a scene where pretty much the organization just the police chief, like I mean the police chief is crooked, right?
Yeah.
Basically calls a criminal mob to just come mob these guys while they're trying to, you know, like rescue the kids.
Mm-hmm.
They set up this raidish scenario and they use this palette to protect them because after a while it's like you can't fight through a mob of people like this. There was some reality to it. I can see that actually happening that way. So I thought that was pretty cool. And it kept you in the movie. And I would say this movie definitely did a balance of not going too far into campiness. Like I've seen some action movies where it just gets really campy. It's like, okay, this is the last time I need to see you float up to a railing or something like that, or kick yourself off of a structure or whatever.
Yeah. No one's got those powers like that in this movie. This is not one of those. And I forget the name. Shame on me for not knowing the name of that particular genre.
Yeah.
It has a name.
Yeah.
Where people do that, where you can leap and you've got kind of your one leg extended with your toe pointed and your arms out stretched to your left and right, and you can just kind of float with the force of chi and skill. You know, you can do a 20-foot vertical like it's no problem.
Right.
It's just not one of those. No, this is the other end of the spectrum where these people exist in the universe that you and I inhabit. It's not, you know, there are no people that could jump and land softly on the tip of an extended sword, right? And
right.
Like there's none of that in this. Yeah, it's not that kind of movie.
Which is excellent because you're referencing Crouching Tiger and Hidden Dragon is one that uses that
that's
technique.
The most famous one, and in the United States of that particular genre, which I do enjoy, by the way. But it's not that. This is the
Yeah, and this is the Furious is, you know, brought to us by the producer of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. You know, they have to, you know, they have to name drop to get you in the seats. But the trailer alone got me in the seats. Like that was I could not stop. I was counting down to watch this film.
Which, if I may derail, the producer of credit is the most ridiculous thing in the world. Like they've already got from the producers of Obsession on posters already.
Really?
You know, it's like the producer, you just said, okay, we can do this. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's not like, or you were part of the people that, I don't know, got the funding and got a thing pushed through. It's like, you're not part of the creative process.
Right.
An executive producer, right, is the one that, you know, is the one that, I don't know.
Possibly. I mean, possibly.
Producers and things that have nothing to do creatively with the work whatsoever. So it just is a very meaningless, thing. So it's a cheat code where they try to say, hey, did you like this thing? Well, it's not the same writer, it's not the same director, it's not the same performers. But hey, did you like that thing? Well, so you might like this thing. I don't know. Anyway, derail.
No, it's not a derail because there were so many action movies that said from the producers of The Matrix.
Right.
You know, so like, how many movies did you see based on that?
Yeah, because in your mind you're thinking, oh, it's Lana and it's the Wachowskis, right? And
right.
It's like, no, no,
right,
nothing to do with it whatsoever. You know, so it's like, yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, and then a lot of times, I think sometimes actors will negotiate. I don't know if it's a higher pay rate or whatever. They'll get producer credits, but they're not really. They might have some input by saying, hey, I don't want to say this. I'll say that. Or I don't want to do this. I'll do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Will Smith produces everything that he's in. Like, is he actively? I mean, I don't. Maybe he is, but
that might be a bad example because I've seen evidence where he has
executive
produced or consulted.
Scarlett Johansson is the
Right.
producer of everything that she's in. I don't know. I'm not trying to disparage Scarlett Johansson. I love her. Love her performances and everything. But yeah, it's like, okay, so is she like actively
Pen
getting
and
in there
pad, like going through the script and,
to
working
me,
it
just
over.
feels
And
like, oh, this is my bonus. I'm getting, I'm getting extra money. I'm getting a producer credit, and yeah, it's just a way of giving them I don't know, a bonus.
Yeah.
Is what it seems like. Like
Yeah.
I can demand this because I've reached this height, and therefore I can demand this producer credit whether I do anything or not. So
Yeah. The thing that I love about this movie too is combining it had two protagonists.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting. Yeah. It was almost like it wasn't a buddy cop movie. It didn't feel like that. It was just like these guys have a reason to go after these guys, and that's it. Mm-hmm. One is a husband that is looking for his wife. The other is just looking for his daughter. Yep. And they just bonded after that, and they quickly were. I think they just quickly bonded. Yeah. They almost it felt like a family after.
Which, by the way, I mean, worse luck in the world for these traffickers to have taken loved ones of these two particular people, because they're the two worst ones they could have
taken
whose families to mess with.
Right.
You picked I don't know, like a member of SEAL Team 6 and
yes, exactly,
Mike Tyson to like take their kid and wife or whatever. It's like
yeah.
But anyway,
I mean that is a good point. Like the husband of the journalist. It's like, okay, well, where'd you get your martial arts skills from? Like you were breaking people off.
Yeah.
Now he struggled. I will say that they tried to make him struggle a little bit more than
on paper, less skilled of the two. Yes, but even then,
he was still like hands down better than any other action movie I've seen. Yeah. Wang Wei, on the other hand, is like, what is your story? How did what is your backstory? Yeah. And I think the movie did a good job of making you want that. Mm-hmm. So like by the time it gets to the end, it's like, okay, well, yeah, I need to hear about this guy. Why is he so amazing? And it's like, he starts telling her, and it's like, credits, and it's like, oh man, like, so I don't know if they're trying to set up a sequel for this.
I'll be there, so.
Yeah. And let's talk about this too. I know I'm skipping around a bit. We'll maybe talk about a couple of scenes, because I think there was one scene in particular you wanted to talk about that we haven't seen before. Yeah. But let's talk about the attendance of the Furious. Mm-hmm. So like when we bought our tickets, we were laughing. Well, I'll say the joke was on me, because usually when I get passionate about a movie, I think there's this, it's the wrong word, but I'll just say, I just get really dumb and think that the rest of the viewing public is this is gonna sell out.
Right.
And we're not in that era anymore. Like, I think there was a point where action movies were the thing back in maybe the 90s, and there was a chance that you might not get a seat in the movie theater. Yeah. Nowadays, since COVID and all that stuff, it's like the movie theater experience is dwindling. Right. Depending on the movie. I mean, you couldn't tell with like movies like Obsession and Backrooms right now, because they are staying packed and sold out. But this movie, I just assumed, seeing the trailer, that this is going to be selling out. We need to get our tickets early, like a week in advance, right? Yeah. And Hattori was like, "Hey, man." Nobody knows about this movie. And I was like, I mean, he brought me back down to reality. He took me off the cliff. But I'm saying all that to say that as of a few hours before the movie. We purchased our tickets. We were the only ones in the theater. So we were like, great. We'll at least have the theater to ourselves. We can cut up and laugh and, just have that camaraderie, the four of us. And it was just good to see that there was a few other people. And when I say a few, I'm talking about maybe 5 or 6 more people that showed up. But I would say the vibe in that theater was amazing because it was just active. And I haven't felt that since maybe Infinity War.
Yeah. It was definitely fellow fans of the genre that were excited to be there and seeing what they were seeing the pinnacle of a genre they love. Yeah, is what it was. What it felt like to me.
And geeking out. Like there was a part in the movie where there's an action sequence and it just keeps getting added on and added on. Mm-hmm. People keep entering into the fray and you're just like, this is amazing. And then they took that second to do that kind of, I don't want to give credit to Tarantino, but like this kind of like split screen, like this, the screen is split like 5 or 6 ways.
Yeah, and it's Voltron shot.
Yeah, it's a Voltron shot of the, all the actors that are in this fight scene. Yeah, and it immediately got applause. It was like, that was a nice like chef's kiss. Yeah, this is what you're getting. But yeah, man, like getting back to the action, I don't want to discredit it by saying it felt like you were playing a video game. That is not the right comparison, but there were some things that were done through skill where you were like, these guys could definitely be CGI capture actors for a video game character.
It would be great. It would be great.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one guy in particular where once he got on the scene, I mean, utterly amazing.
Yes.
He was unassuming. You never thought, okay, this guy, this nerdy, I don't say he was nerdy, but he wore glasses and unassuming, and he was a businessman.
Businessman, yeah.
Right. He was a businessman, family man.
He was somebody that would be in the office, more attractive than the usual people walking around the office. But yeah, he's somebody that would be in the office where I work. Like, just like, just a dude.
Yeah. Yeah. But when that reveal happened, it kicked the movie up like 10 other notches. And it was just, oh my gosh. Like that plus there was a henchman that just kept coming and kept coming, would not quit. And he had his own style of.
It's very cool.
It was like a frog style, like a frog, like.
This, And this particular guy, it was very frog-like. And this particular guy he was a big, and he was the most agile.
Yes.
Big person I've ever seen.
Yes, I agree. He was 300 plus pounds easily.
Wow. Yeah. And so the agility this dude had, it would throw you off. It would throw you for a loop because, the crouching and jumping and springing that he was doing at that size is just incredible and so unexpected. So he was very cool.
It was like put the M. Bison hat on this guy and the jacket, and we cooking with grease now,
Right.
Yeah.
And then instead we got our boy Dashmalian, or however you say his name, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Dismaltion.
Yeah, that's it. Dismaltion.
Yeah. David Dismaltion.
Yes. Yeah, he's great, but it wouldn't have been my first pick for our Bison, but we'll see how that goes. We'll report back. I'm sure I eagerly anticipate you all.
Not to derail, but I don't know if this is true or not, but it felt like they were trying to release Street Fighter in the summer. Now it's pushed to October 16th.
Interesting.
Because Mortal Kombat showed out. Not to talk about another movie, but that showed out, and then this movie came out, and it's like,
interesting.
Yeah, I'm like,
let's just wait.
Yeah, there was too much competition this summer.
Yep. That's the smart thing to do, honestly. I think when you, there was a movie, we're just derailing now, but
yeah, you're good.
There's this movie with Zazie Beetz, They Will Kill You.
Yes. And
it was the dumbest thing in the world because it released the weekend following Ready or Not 2, which from the trailer, when you watch the movie, there are some significant distinctions, but from the trailer in general premise, it's their identical movies.
Right.
So
exactly.
Like, why did they do that? It was the dumbest thing in the world.
Right.
Because they basically released a movie the week after a successful properties sequel of the same premise.
Correct.
Was that, and it ate their lunch. It made $4 and it was gone the next weekend.
Right.
So
And it was a solid movie.
Yeah, it was great. No, highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah. So I can see why Street Fighter is
Yeah, they got
in October. They were like, no, we're not going to approach the summer season here.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not, but like this movie has definitely supplanted its greatness this summer. And I mean, it's, it hasn't released fully internationally yet. I think in Asia, it came out first and then it hit here. And our friend Johnny Prototype of the podcast, he said it's not going to hit the Netherlands until July. I think. Man. Yeah. So
I hope it does well. I hope it does. I don't know what kind of market there is for stuff like this now, like theatrically. Like I don't know how these kind of things do outside of the like Asian markets.
Right.
In the U.S., I can't imagine this does any kind of numbers at all. Unfortunately, because it's not on people's radar, and I don't know. I just don't think people go see this kind of stuff anymore. Mid to late 90s.
Yeah.
Like I remember Rumble in the Bronx was full when I went to see that. I mean,
yeah, I saw that with you. Yeah.
Yeah, used to do business, but now I don't know, man. If it's not a tied to a comic property or something, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like if you made this guy
I think that's another podcast that we should talk about, in terms of subject matter, because I feel like there's pre-Matrix, because I know before the Matrix, there was this Asian film explosion. Like, it was Jackie Chan.
Oh
right.
Gosh,
then Jet Li. Well, sorry, it was Jackie Chan. And then they were looking at Donnie Yen, and they were trying to break him in to the American markets. I can't remember who was first. I think it was Jackie Chan and then Jet Li.
Before Donnie Yen, yeah.
Yeah, I think Jet Li was before Donnie Yen.
Yeah.
But it was like with Donnie Yen, I felt like they were Matrix that had come out, and they were just like, yeah, we're good. It was almost like Matrix hit this pinnacle where it's like, well, we've gentrified this enough.
Yeah, we can do this now.
Yeah, we can do this now. We don't need your.
I'm not trying to trip, but with people that can act.
Right.
And we can have effects too. So like, thank you for your service. We'll take it from here. And I think that's definitely what happened.
Yeah, and that's not putting the Matrix down, but watching action movies, I did see the decline.
Yeah.
Like you would have to like search out those movies again.
Yeah.
Because I know, when you and I were in college, it was like we watched any and everything. And then when Jackie Chan broke and it was like, oh, this is in the theater. You kidding me right now?
Yeah.
Day one.
Right.
But yeah, that would be an interesting topic to talk about, pre and post Matrix. But yeah, we're wrapping up here, but I didn't want to miss your something you haven't seen before, because we literally laughed hysterically at this part.
So that particular character you were mentioning before, which I thought was, basically, it was like Wang from Tekken.
Mm-hmm.
Like this guy just the kicks and everything, like he was just chaining stuff together. But anyway, regardless, there's a point where a human being is
impaled.
He's impaled upon like a piece of furniture with a
sword.
A sword, and the guy's, he's dead or dying. But then, like, as just this ultimate sign of disrespect, this guy does like this just big roundhouse kick and like kicks him like all through the. It kicks him so his body, like, it kicks him off of the sword that he's impaled on, like sideways. So it just like goes through his body. It was just, it was so grotesque and humorous at the same time. Just because, again, the absolute just disrespect on it, like the unnecessary.
It was like he was already dying. He didn't have to do that. Just let him be. And he was like, nah. I got more for you.
And then they cut to a shot of it, and it's just like viscera sitting on top of the sword. I don't know, man. Y'all might think something's wrong with me out there listening, but it's one of those things where it's hilarious and it's gratuity. So I got a kick out of that for sure.
Yeah. So this movie definitely delivered in terms of choreography. I felt like the story was simple but solid. Yeah. I didn't poke holes through it. No. I mean, I maybe that's expected when you come to an action movie, but this one had a story where you didn't think back and go, well, no, I would have done it this way. I didn't have any criticisms of this film, and I'm not trying to be hyperbolic about it. It was perfectly done. Yeah. Again, I haven't felt like this since The Raid. But I guess my question to you, Hattori, is how do you rank this movie? Like, in comparison to, like, I guess what would be your pinnacle action movie?
For me, of this genre, the pinnacle is The Raid. I actually really love The Raid 2 as well. It went on a little long maybe, but I loved the second one as well. They escalated things appropriately in that one, so I
absolutely
really enjoyed that. So those are like the tippity top of the heap to me. So, I mean, I put it right up there with those. I'm going to always probably defer. I have to watch them all again and, like, compare. Mm-hmm. So I'm probably always going to keep The Raid at the top of that. I don't think it's been quite dethroned. I will say the finale of this is the best finale fight that I've ever seen, I think.
Yes.
So it definitely gets points for that. So, I mean, equal to or just slightly above. I mean, slightly below The Raid, maybe, because of some of the individual fights. Maybe some of those might slightly rank up higher in The Raid. But again, I mean, we're splitting hairs, man. They're both incredible.
Yeah.
I'm top 3 for sure of all time. Like,
I would say that too. There are times where, and I literally uttered these words, and I was surprised I said it. And I don't know if I was still coming down from the high of The Furious, and I was probably already hype before The Furious anyway. So don't mind me. This just silly old Ryan here liking these action movies. There are times where I would put it above The Raid, but like I agree with you. Like The Raid 2 is I just pretty much merge that into one movie and just say those two movies are number one.
Yeah.
The Furious is like it's competing for number one, number two. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm totally going off the rail here, but like the Extraction movies get
they're great.
In that realm.
Yeah, they're pretty great.
Yeah, it's not it. It's definitely Americanized, but it doesn't feel like American. Yeah, it has its own style to it.
Yeah, but they are relentlessly entertaining, which is what these kind of movies are, and that's what I go for. And they've been very well executed as far as the choreography and the fights go. So the way they fake, because they got to be fake. You're not going to convince me they're real. Mm-hmm. But the way they fake the oneers in the Extraction movies, those long take one shot things, are incredible. I mean, they're just I haven't seen anything like it. So they just go on, and they change environments and but it's all that one take, and it's just that really puts them up there for me. So just anytime you devoted that kind of love and dedication to the craft and to the genre is you get my attention, man, because like I said before, we watch so much of this stuff and we've been watching it for so long that when you can do things that I just go, man, are you seeing this? Man, I've never seen anything like that before. When you get that reaction from me, you've done something special, because I'm getting old, man. I'm getting crusty.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get that reaction from me these days.
Yeah. I would say this movie definitely would get, if I had my way, it would get repeat viewings in the theater first. Yeah. And then when it comes out, after I've bought the steel book of this one, I still buy physical media.
You with that physical media.
Yeah. Okay. No, but you'll be proud of me. I don't just buy everything. It's only the ones like this.
Yeah.
That I go, okay, this is in my collection. Raid, the Raid Steelbook is in my collection. Mm-hmm. I don't have Raid 2. I wish they would just put them, I think they have them together, but I got Raid Steelbook. But this one, if they put out a Steelbook for this, it's bought.
Yeah.
Same with Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair. Yeah. They're coming out with one. I specifically said, okay, I'm going to
I need to
splurge
hurry
on
up
that.
watch that on Peacock before I turn that mess off.
Is it on Peacock now?
Yeah, I'm about to get rid of Peacock, but yeah, it's on there.
The whole bloody affair?
Yeah,
the whole
4
thing?
hours and 30 minutes. I think.
Okay.
Runtime.
Good to know. Good
I
information.
just haven't had 4 hours and 30 minutes.
That is true.
So
That is true.
Haven't watched it yet. But
Yeah, this runtime on this one wasn't bad at all because the action delivered.
It keeps going. Yeah.
Let me see what the runtime is on. Yeah, it's right under 2 hours. It's an hour and 53 minutes. But it doesn't feel like it at all. Like there were times where you just didn't want it to end, but it's perfectly paced. No lull times. The people that are in this movie, I want to do research. Like that one guy, his name is Joey Inonagwa.
Yeah.
That was doing all the kicks and stuff.
Yeah.
Like what has he been in? Like that's like that leads me down a rabbit hole. And then the guy that was doing the frog style, his name is Brian Lay. It's like, what has he been in?
Right.
Mo Say, the guy that played Wang Wei, it's like, okay, I'm going to be looking out for this guy.
Yeah.
Please put him in more movies. Joe Taslim, he's doing it already. I mean, he's in Mortal Kombat. I think he's establishing himself as that guy in Hollywood. So yeah, y'all, like, if you have a chance, see this movie in the theaters, please. Yeah. The vibe was great. Everybody was cheering, clapping, having a good time, laughing. There's some funny parts in the movie, not comical funny parts, but just situational that were really great. Really entertaining time. I mean, 10 out of 10 from your boy.
Yeah.
What's your take?
Oh, yeah. Excellent. I mean, and I'm rating this as a piece of the genre that it belongs to. 10 out of 10 for sure. Yeah. I mean, these movies are there to do a certain thing, and this movie does it, and it does it in spades. You won't be bored. They keep it moving. Incredible, unique, expertly executed fight sequences. Yeah. I mean, what more can you ask for? It's a great movie. And if you are listening, especially by the time this is released, and you would like to see this in the theater, please go right away. It's got 2 weeks max. Oh, man. before it's gone. Man, I'm not trying to hate. Just this kind of movie, whatever the next major release is, it's So, because it was only on 3 showings.
Yes.
A day. On its opening weekend, so it will be gone.
It was up against Disclosure Day, which is a Spielberg film, and I think the theater's going to have more screens on Disclosure Day.
So go run, don't walk. If you really have any interest in seeing this, don't wait because it will.
Yeah, if you want to see it in the theater, and don't want to wait for it to come on digital or in physical media, because it might be a little lapse time because they're going to do the international run, which they'll probably make their money back internationally. I would assume.
I would hope so, man.
Yeah, I hope so too.
They deserved it. They earned it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, they deserve all of it. But yeah, Hattori, man, always a pleasure, man. Love your commentary on this stuff. You and I always form Voltron when it comes to the action movies because, like, we're connoisseurs of it. Like, and we've seen some bad ones as well. We have horror stories as well, guys.
Oh yeah, so. I know, man. Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah.
OG.
Yeah, the OG one. Yeah. So I think that's what you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, I walked out of that one. Yeah, that was terrible. Animalities. Come on, man.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah.
How dare they?
Well, anyway, folks, you can find us on oldguardpodcast.com. And you can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever podcasts are distributed. Anyway, thank you for your support, and we will see you next time. Peace.